Hello, welcome back to Descendants of the Moon, brought to you by Vatsalya. This is where I retell the stories of mythology through the eyes of the characters. So let's start with today's episode. Reunions. The day finally came. The day all the gods and celestial beings were waiting for. The day which would set off the dominoes that would create the diverse family of Hastinapur. Point of view Ganga. One day, on the banks of a river, she met a royal man. One look at him and she realized that this was the man who had undergone many life forms and was destined to marry her. Before she knew it, the man was on his knees asking her to marry him. Ganga agreed, but on one condition. If he didn't keep that, then she would leave him. This condition was that he would never have to question any of her actions. Point of view Shantanu. Shantanu was confused by this strange request, but his mind was too busy trying to process her beauty. Blind in love, he agreed to her condition without a second thought. They got married in a lavish ceremony, and soon Ganga and Shantanu were expecting their first baby. The whole kingdom was waiting for one look at their heir, but as soon as the baby was born, Ganga carried him and rushed out of the palace. Curious, Shantanu also followed her. He hid behind a tree and watched. Ganga gently placed the baby in her river and in one dunk drowned him. Shantanu was horrified. He couldn't even believe his eyes. He was bound by his promise, so he couldn't question her. But he pacified himself, saying that there must have been some or the other reason behind Ganga's actions. Point of view Ganga. Soon she gave birth to her second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh son, and all of them met their deaths in their mother's hands. Soon enough, when Ganga gave birth to her eighth son and was about to drown him, Shantanu came bursting. He was flying with rage. He broke his promise and asked her why she was acting like a completely senseless person. Ganga took a deep breath and told the story of the eight Vasus and of how Shantanu was destined to marry her. She said, "I've been granting eternal peace to the seven Vasus as soon as they were born, but this last one was destined to live on earth for a very long time. But now I can't live with you as you have questioned me. I will raise our son until he is of age and then send him back to you to take up the post of the prince. I'm sorry, but goodbye." Point of view Shantanu. Shantanu was heartbroken after Ganga left him. He refused to eat or drink and longed for someone to share his thoughts with. He slowly turned all his sadness and loneliness into vigor and captured lands far and wide. After a few years, he was roaming the banks of the Ganga and came across a young boy who had changed the course of the river with his arrows. This was an impossible feat, and so Shantanu was astonished. He went forward to speak to the boy, when suddenly he was blinded by a gush of fresh water. When he opened his eyes, he saw the person he longed to look at for decades now. With this, we come to the end of this episode. Stay tuned to Descendants of the Moon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you liked the episode. Until next time, this is me, Vatsalya, signing off. Bye.